Hello, friends. I'm Cassandra Joan Butler, Agent 56 with the Cosmic Intelligence Agency. This is Cosmic Connections for our Wednesday evening, and it's a sweltering one in Western New York and elsewhere in the North American continent. I wonder how you're doing this evening. Tonight, we're going to talk a little bit about the post-full moon phase that we're still under. We're going to talk about the 9th, because that's our last quarter phase, and how we are rebuilding our lives after the illumination of the full moon. And of course, we also will be doing some spiritual messages. And so a big welcome to you as you are entering the room. Good to see you, Diane and Linnell and Paula. Thanks for being here tonight. And from Australia and all over the place. I love it. So today I had some fun with the ex-husband. If you are a listener to the Odyssey Radio Network, WBEN, I did some astrology with him this afternoon on 9:30. I don't know if anyone heard it, because I never know what I'm going to be on, because, blazing news stories takes precedence over me as the guest, but I always have a lot of fun doing that. And of course, we talked a little bit about some real basic astrology. I know a lot of you who are meeting with me on Wednesday nights, some of you are astrologers. You're sophisticated in your knowledge base. But one of the questions that my ex-husband, dear Tom, posed was, well, what signs get along best of all? And if you're an astrologer, you've gotten that question before, right? And the dime store astrology magazines say, well, if you're a water sign, you could only get along with Cancers and Pisces. And we know what that means is that the certain signs that trine each other, that parts of ourselves does connect with a partner, right? The parts of ourselves, there's a play on words there, partner and part. But we're all made up of different parts, air, fire, earth, and water, right? So, the Scorpio part of me, my sun sign, gets along with, thankfully, the Pisces part of my psyche, but with the other water parts of all of you. And then I've got a lot of earth, and I've got a lot of air. So if you enjoy this monthly meeting, it's because you might be connecting with the parts of me. So it was a difficult question to summarize in 5 seconds, but there's astrology, and then there's Reader's Digest form of astrology, and all of it can be valid, but we here at the Cosmic Connections take a deeper dive. So we're going to be talking about the actual charts. So I welcome you all in here right now. Oh, beautiful example, Beth, right? So the Leo is married to a Pisces for 33 years. You can tell me a thing or two, right, Beth? You can teach all of us. 33 years is a lifetime of wedded bliss. And so you see, in the astrological dime store magazines, they say, well, fire and water create steam. But I'm sure, Beth, if you do astrology, you've probably looked into the intricacies of your makeup with your beloved. And so the idea here is that there's no one, I'm doing a little definition of astrology before we begin. There's no one size fits all, right? So we know that astrology is a very intricate but very logical language. And it's the timekeeper of our lives. There's cycles. All right, again, a big welcome to you all. He knows who's boss. There you go. Well, Leo is the queen or the king of the zodiac. Thank you, Beth. Okay. Hi, John. Yes, I haven't even gotten underway, John. Never feel bad if you're late, friends. I mean, because we start roughly 8:30 Eastern Daylight Time. And, I think I started at 8:33 tonight. So had some technical glitches, and very often it's just the way life is. So again, question of the week. Did anyone receive any clarity about something in their lives? Clarity about the topic, let's just call the topic manipulation. The way we might manipulate others, or the way we are manipulated. It's just kind of a general, broad-based question since the full moon. I've definitely noticed that the 2 days before the full moon often is fraught with a little bit more anxiety and anticipation. And once the full moon hits, it's like this big exhale. So the exhale occurred on July the 3rd. We're in the phase, the full moon has passed, and the full moon was exact at 7:39 in the morning. That's Eastern Daylight Time. So by the time the United States was celebrating its birthday, we were in full moon phase, but there was no longer that angst of something's about to happen. Okay. Thank you, Beth, for that feedback. I found out how I manipulate too. All good things start with ourselves and self-revelation. So thank you for sharing that, Beth. Doreen did as well. Again, the full moon. Whoa, you had some folks trying to blackmail you? Good, John. Get the law on them. I only know you as a Cosmic Connections friend, John, but I can't see anyone having anything on you. I know you got some Aries in there. The clarity of every full moon, but why manipulation? Not that the full moon was right on Pluto, but anytime we see between now and late 2024, any strong moons in the sign of Capricorn, it kind of stirs up the memory of power manipulation and control issues. So be aware, it wasn't like right on. Let's just do a little summary, shall we? I'm going to bring the chart into our awareness. So this is the full moon and first quarter square topic tonight on Cosmic Connections. So, for example, the full moon, the Sabian symbol, is lecturing on natural science. I'm going to come back to that. It's kind of an interesting Sabian symbol, a theme, lecturing, learning. Maybe you're the lecturer. Maybe you're learning something about natural sciences. This full moon was opposite Juno. Juno is the aspect of the partner, the good wife, the good husband, the good partner, those folks in our lives with whom we can depend upon. So the full moon might be illuminating who is your partner and who isn't. Who can I count on and who can't I count on for whatever reason? Doesn't make them bad. The moon was also sextile Saturn. That's the ruler of Capricorn, grumpy old man. And so there's some serious commitment conversations inside our heads or perhaps with our partners during this full moon phase. And then the other thing, we've got this lineup in fire, in Leo, of Venus, Mars, and Pallas. And then within ourselves, there may be that need to do something that matters. Now, it doesn't have to be a job. It can be a cause. It can be a volunteer job. It can be something that you truly want to do to advocate for someone, not save someone necessarily, but advocate or serve as a mentor or as a teacher. Again, going back to the Sabian symbol, what in your life do you want to do work that matters? So there might be a triggering of that feeling. But as with any full moon, it's clarity time, illumination time. And that gets me back to the adage of the Sabian symbol, lecturing on natural sciences. So I thought, natural sciences, here it is. And so what I do in preparation for meeting with you on Wednesdays, it's kind of hit and miss, right? But I always peruse, what are some of the big news stories? So what caught my eye was more information on AI. And this is, you have the link here. Lawmakers are rattled by AI-launched nukes demand human control and defensive policy bill. Now, keeping in mind, the Sabian symbol of this full moon is the illumination of natural sciences. Well, what about the hard sciences of AI? Harvard University has unleashed its plans to incorporate AI chatbots to actually teach a course. Do you think that's cool or not? The Ivy halls of Harvard are bringing out the AI chatbots. Over 100,000 chat GPT accounts have been stolen via information stealing malware. That's been going on for a couple of days, actually. And here's something interesting that came out. There's a new study that's out that says that AI can even predict and prevent disasters by analyzing vast amounts of data, such as weather patterns. geological activity, infrastructure conditions, and identifying potential risks. So this is all really weird science that's coming out under the light of the full moon. And of course, one AI expert is saying that AI fraud could cost taxpayers $1 trillion a year. I'm not sure that's just in the US or probably across the world. $1 trillion a year to protect and prevent AI fraud. Pretty weird. Yeah, you saw a movie about this. Hi from Kentucky. Hello, Sharon. Yes. Thank you, Liddell. Absolutely. The Neptune rules all smoke and mirrors, and as it retrogrades, it's undoing the illusion and letting us get back to basics, not just in our personal lives, but out there. So thank you for that reminder. Yes, and more yes, says Jessica. Okay. Okay. I will message you, John. Absolutely. Still seeking that clarity. You know who the manipulators are. I mean, even knowing who the manipulators are is a form of clarity, Rhonda. That's what I would say, right? So going forward, this is past tense. The full moon was on the 3rd. Going forward on the 9th, we have our last quarter phase. And I call this phase the healing by rebuilding. What in your life are you intending to rebuild by the time we get to the last quarter phase, the largest last phase of the Gemini new moon? Well, let's start with the Sabian symbol. It is an empty hammock stretched between two trees. So the interpretation of that, and we're talking a lot about sciences and interpretations and research, but one interpretation of a hammock stretched between two trees is living rhythmically with the ups and downs and also trying to relax throughout the tumult. So no matter what happens in your life, take a breath and hang out next to the trees in the hammock and go swinging back and forth. Why I call this healing by rebuilding, this quarter cycle, there it is. There's the moon. It's right next to Chiron. We all know what Chiron is. It is the wounded healer. And every time we have Aries activated during this time in our lives, that indicates healing what I call the narcissistic wound, which has been like alive and well since 2018. The idea here is that all of us get wounded, defensive, angry, upset, abandoned. And sometimes it's nothing to do with ourselves. It has to be doing with someone else, but we take everything so internally, I should say, and personally. So that's the narcissistic wound. It's all about me. It's all about me. Well, maybe it's not about me. Maybe someone is not wanting to spend time with you because they're too busy. Doesn't mean that you are a pariah to them. It just simply means that it's not about you. So that's the narcissistic wound that comes into play with this healing by rebuilding. The other thing is find a passion and advocate and heal your life by finding that passion. We talked a little bit about Pallas, Mars, and Venus. Well, that's still very operational this weekend on the 9th of July. And passion is all about Leo. What makes your heart sing? Use some time this weekend by the light of the quarter moon and look up there and say, what turns me on? It's not necessarily a person. It's not necessarily a thing at all, or no objectification of anything outside of myself, but what makes my heart sing? That's, I think, one of the messages of rebuilding by healing. Also, an interesting thing about this particular chart, we've got Pluto opposite Mercury. Find the passion, but feel the fear and refuse to take the fear in cognitively. Mercury is about cognition, about what I'm thinking and what I'm imagining and what I'm ruminating about. We can turn ourselves upside down by all those fears out there, whether it be about AI or let's just rattle them off, right? Any given day, we can have a whole laundry list of things that can go wrong. I know I do that. I project into the future and I try to stop myself from going tomorrow in a catastrophic way because, well, when we get to this first quarter or last quarter square, we may really find ourselves going into that deep dive. Pluto opposite Mercury. Anytime you see Pluto involved, You're looking at the shadow work. You're looking at things behind the scenes. You're looking at your very worst fears, because Pluto's about death, right? The worst fear of all might not be death per se, but it might be the annihilation or non-recognition of self, right? The annihilation or non-recognition of self. So that's Pluto opposite Mercury. I want to throw out something also, because we're talking about healing. And of course, Aries Chiron that's been going on since 2018 is shining a huge spotlight on our complex of the industrial complex of medicine. Some of you, just a suggestion here, on Netflix, of course, one of the big platforms, their number one show or movie right now is Care for Maya. It's interesting. It's based on a true story. I'm not going to give it all away, but it's one family's struggle against being evaluated as harming a young girl. The family was accused of harming a young girl who was suffering, who still suffers from a very rare condition. And the experts, power manipulation and control, Pluto, were making their judgments, which have turned out to be erroneous. And then the falling apart of a family, and perhaps even falling apart of an infrastructure of medicine. Has anyone seen that, Care for Maya? I highly recommend it. I think we're going to hear more about this story and similar stories relative to the medical industrial complex, as we get into this weekend, which is the 9th of July. All right, so how is this affecting us? How are we healing by rebuilding? For you Aries people, it's very personal. You're stepping into your own sense of self, your own authenticity with this rebuilding, because that's what a quarter cycle is all about. It's about reshaping and rebuilding and getting stronger and getting focused and getting accomplishment, getting stuff done. For Taurus, it's about your own spiritual centers, really believing in your intuition, taking care of your emotional, spiritual self, making time for retreat. For Gemini, it's about rebuilding your social networks. Contact those people that you've been out of touch with, Gemini, and just do whatever it takes to heal your life by rebuilding your social network by the light of this quarter cycle. And it begins on the 9th. It goes until really technically the new moon. So just take all next week and do this, Gemini. For Cancer, it's about your career. It's about you taking the pains to do whatever you need to do to bolster up your authenticity, your leadership abilities, maybe change your career, get advancement, whatever it takes for you beautiful Cancers. For Leos or Leo rising, it's all about taking your creative spark of within and rebuilding your own sense of confidence. I mean, sometimes we think that Leos are always confident. They're not. No one sign is always anything, but you Leos will be able to assert your confidence in a new way and communicate it. For Virgo, it's all about your sense of internal power, testing the waters of your emotional, psychic, and even financial power, taking all that back, rebuilding that so you're more healed. For the Libras or Libra rising, it's healing your partners, really being there for your significant others, for the people that you love, becoming a better person and because of the people that you care about. So it's about partnering for the Libras. For Scorpio, taking care of yourself, rebuilding yourself in your habits and your habit patterns, eating better, working out more, sleeping more, taking care of your health routines with this quarter cycle. For Sagittarius, tapping into your creativity, your fun centers, deciding you're to take a break and maybe go on a vacay, I don't know, but have fun. The onus is on having fun for Sagittarius. For Capricorn, it's about your home, it's about your friends and family of the heart, taking care of where you're living and maybe doing a deep clean. I mean, that would be one thing, or just making awareness of your family members. For Aquarius, it's the way you're thinking, how you're thinking and how you're talking to yourself. Self-talk, managing your time differently, rebuilding that which matters in terms of your routine. So there's more healing for the Aquariuses. And our Pisces friends, you want to rebuild your self-worth and value. You want to rebuild the way you're managing money, the way you're making money, the way you have a relationship with the ideas of abundance. That will be your healing in the next week, thanks to the quarter cycle for yourselves. Great. So another big hello to everyone who's in the room. I appreciate you all. Thank you for sharing, Dawn. I appreciate that. Leslie, thank you very much. Self-worth and self-value and core beliefs. Absolutely, Linnell. I appreciate that comment. We're going to be getting into our beautiful spiritual messages. Hi, Maria. Nice to see you. Saw the full moon. Good evening, Rosalind. Yes, you're a Scorpio. Very nice, Paula. Okay, now we come to the message part. Melody's taking it right from me. If you like a message, please let me know. Just say, I'd like a message, and I'll do some spiritual messages. But first, I want to thank you for sharing. Sharing is caring. And those of you who do share this while I'm in midstream, your name goes into a bucket, and a basket, actually, not a bucket, a pretty little basket. And tonight's winner is Dawn Elizabeth. Thank you, Dawn. You win tonight's Lunar Lights Club. So I will be sending you out. And Dawn, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Just message me, please, with your email, and I'll send that out to you tonight, okay? All right. Fabulous. Okay. And there's, happy birthday to you, John. How awesome. Everyone wish John a happy birthday. Well, it's not exactly your birthday today. I can send me a little message, John, and I'll send you your solar return chart. I'm feeling all generous tonight. Solar return chart for John, but John's such a faithful viewer. I appreciate that. Okay. Thank you, Rose. God bless you too. Message time. I say my prayer and I do 2 messages, and my thumb randomly selects 2 people. Dear God, please allow me to serve. Please allow my words be filled with love, light, truth, inspiration, and healing for the highest and best as we align ourselves with the Holy Spirit. Amen. And the person my thumb just came to you, John. Honest to goodness. And I guess I'm kind of getting a little boost there. I should do your chart real fast, but I'll just do this psychically. John, as I'm tuning into you tonight, today, wherever you may be, John, the first thing I'm getting is someone on the other side of life, and he resembles you, all right, except for the facial hair. That's what he's telling me. But the body build is very similar. And there's a very strong, rugged body build, and there's like a rectangle shape gentleman, kind of big, very manly man. All right. Is that politically okay to say that? I mean, he's got muscles. All right. He's muscular, and he's got a very rounded face, and in good moments, his eyes crinkle. We think Santa Claus. He's got a very open, loving face, and someone who's always there for his family. He's a family member. I'm not sure this is father or grandfather, but there's a strong physical resemblance, especially with the eyes, John. He's coming in and he's telling you that you have been such a joy to observe from the other side of life, because even though you have had so much discouragement in the past, he's showing me 3 years. 3 years. I want to go back to 2020, actually before then. Discouragement, disappointment, disillusionment. You've kept things going for yourself and your loved ones. You're not letting anyone take over or tell you what to do. He had that same type of attitude, but you're a little bit more forceful, he's saying. And he's very proud of the way you've handled some disturbances in your immediate neighborhood. I don't know what that means. Maybe you do. As we go forward, John, I'm very strong to say that the next new moon towards the end of this month is going to be a trajectory that starts moving, and you feel a little bit more comfortable and confident in getting all those little things that you put aside finally accomplished. And I'm saying there are little nuances around the home and family. Okay. It's not like one big goal, but a lot of little things that you've been putting off because of some fatigue and some other physical, not impairment, but physical limitations that you've been experiencing again the past 3 years. But as you're taking your drive and will and determination, it's going to beginning to get better by the end of the month. And by September, you have a lot of things to be extraordinarily thankful for. So I leave that with God's blessings, John. I hope that made sense. Okay. And our another person tonight, and I'm, okay, Rhonda, I came to you. My thumb stopped with you. I think you're still in the room, Rhonda. Are you still in the room? Rhonda, I have a message for you. Okay. I just want to say, Rhonda, as I'm tuning into your energy tonight, I want to say this. I want to say that there may have been a little bit of a lower energy celebrating the 4th of July. There may have been some disappointment. Maybe someone didn't show up or you couldn't get someplace for the celebrations. No worries, because the celebration is coming up and I feel it's about a month away. It could be like even that first week in August. And then people are in much more festive mood and able to bond together, whether this be a birthday or something along these lines, Rhonda. I'm also getting a lot of water around you. I'm getting a lot of, and really enjoying the element of summer with water and listening to the buzz of the birds and the bees and being outdoors more and really savoring the sunsets is what I'm picking up. Savoring sunsets for you, Rhonda. I feel you have a question that can't be answered quite now because the time isn't right, but everything has to be in the right placement. This is a financial question, and you're not quite sure, door number 1 or door number 2. But as we get to, I'm feeling the eclipses in October. By the 14th of October, some of this question is going to be very easily managed by you. I'm petting my cat. Thank you, Jaspers. Okay, you gave me a little loving. So one more thing, Rhonda. I'm getting a sound around you, like a Sheila, a Cheryl. I think she's in spirit, and she gives you a big hug and a bouquet of yellow flowers. And I think they look like, I don't know, snapdragons, yellow and orange snapdragons. That's an old-fashioned flower. But I leave that with God's blessings to you, dear heart. All right, friends. Okay. So that's why there was some disappointments. Thank you for that feedback, Rhonda, and prayers to your mother-in-law who's in hospice. It was like I was picking up, the 4th of July was not the way it's usually celebrated this year. Hi, folks. To you too, Michael. Nice to see you. I haven't seen you for a little bit. You're very welcome, Rhonda. Okay. All right. Hi, Kathy. Hello, all. You guys are always so awesome to be here with me. I really look forward to seeing you every Wednesday. Next Wednesday, I will be here. Next Tuesday, before I go, I want to do a shout out to wonderful Lilydale. Hey, if you are interested in past lives and their connection to astrology, I left the link earlier. Please connect with Lilydale Assembly. I'm teaching a class from 2 until 5 Eastern Daylight Time next Tuesday. Please get your Time Lords magazine from the Cosmic Intelligence Agency. It is free. It's a wonderful service for all of you who are a part of the Cosmic Intelligence Agency. Just go to the website. I left the website on the entrance of our webinar tonight. And just follow me also here and sign up for my newsletter. I do write sometimes provocative and sometimes not newsletters periodically. So I'd love to keep in touch with you all. Have a beautiful week. Remember, on Sunday, it's time to rebuild, to help a healing occur in your life. and many blessings to you. I appreciate you being here on Wednesdays and always. With love. Good night.